Negri, ni, Mwanzo, gold is the beginning. In the name of she, capital S, capital H, capital I, who man Adam called son, S-U-N, Mother Nature, Mother Earth, in the name of the true begotten Son, Emmanuel, I-M-A-N-U-E-L, Matthew 1:23, whose name means go with us. In the name of the true motherland, Nigritia, Nigratia, which means land of the goals. Ki Swahili, Tower of Babel, man's first original tongue. Aman kutoka you, peace from above. Jambo, hello. Welcome to Blacks BLX, Black BLACK TV, where I'm McKinley and Roberts, and I teach knowledge, capital K, capital N, capital O, capital W, baby L, baby E, baby D, baby G, baby E, knowledge, things that you already know. Today, Furahawa Sabasiku, happy 7th day. Today, I teach the book of life, reading Kitabu, Uzima, reading from Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 4, my bad. Genesis chapter 4. Now Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, and said, I have acquired a man from gold. Then she bore again, this time his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought an offering of the fruit of the ground to the gold. Abel also brought of the firstborn of his flock and of their fat. And the God respected Abel and his offering. But he did not respect Cain and his offering. And Cain was very angry, and his countenance fell. So the God said to Cain, why are you angry? And why has your countenance fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door, and its desire is for you, but you should rule over it. But now Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and killed him. Then the God said to Cain, where is Abel, your brother? He said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? Oh. And he said, what have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. So now you are cursed from the earth, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength to you. A fugitive and a vagabond you shall be on the earth. And Cain said to the goat, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Surely you have driven me out this day from the face of the ground. I shall be hidden from you. I shall be hidden from your face. I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond on the earth, and it will happen that anyone who finds me will kill me. And the God said to him, therefore whoever kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the God set a mark on Cain, lest anyone finding him should kill him. Then Cain went out from the presence of the God and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Adam. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enosh. And he built a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son, Enosh. To Enosh was born Erah, and Erah begot Mahu Jael, and Mahu Jael begot Methuselah. And Methuselah begot Lamech. Then Lamech took for himself two wives. The name of one was Ada, and the name of the second was Zillah. And Ada bore Yabel. He was the father of those who dwell in tents and have livestock. His brother's name was Ubal. No, yeah, Ubal. He was the father of all those who play the harp and flute. And as for Zillah, she also bore Tubal, Cain, an instructor of every craftsman in bronze and iron. And the sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah. Then Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice, wives of Lamech, listen to my speech, for I have killed a man for wounding me, even a young man for hurting me. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, then Lamech 77fold. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son and named him Seth. For God has appointed another seed for me instead of Abel, whom Cain killed. And as for Seth, to him also a son was born, and he named him Enosh. Then man began to call on the name of the God. Interesting. So, God blessed Isaac with another son, Seth. For God has appointed another seed for me instead of Abel, whom Cain killed. Now, what most people don't understand is it's all about the book of life. It's all about God semi-pitting them against each other by accepting one gift because he respected one's gift, but he did not respect Cain in his offering. And Cain was angry, and his conscience failed. God asked him, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door, and the desire is for you, but you should rule over it. And then he went out and killed his brother. He went out and eliminated his brother once again. See, to me, it's the creation of jealousy. And one must overcome that feeling of being inadequate. And because if you allow that feeling to overrule you, then you will be a part of the sin. But alas, but most importantly, here's what you got to understand. He was allowed to eliminate his brother. Once again, God told Satan, do what you will, but you cannot kill him. No one controls life and death but God. He allowed this to happen so that the people that want to study the book of life. Now you have the foundation of the things that you seeded it with you looking. Understand? He told a woman after she bit the fruit, she's going to bring forth children in pain. But also, she the one for years, the rest of her life, going to have to live with the fact that her one son eliminated her other son once again. Her one son eliminated her other son, but the one son that was still alive, she still had to love him because he's still a part of me. And that's because she's the first one to bite the fruit. And when she bit the fruit, she thought that death, see, everybody keep acting like Adam and Eve was behind somebody. No, they were the beginning. And their concept of life, there was no concept of life. They weren't being con. They were learning. And what they saw for as death was, it was like this. But she learned death just like this. After she had her two children, one eliminated the other, and she had to live with the fact that this is still my son. I love you, but I hate you before you because you eliminated my other son. She had to look at this child and love this child. She had to look at this child and despise this child. Yeah. Wow. See, once again, she had to go through that until God, what? And Adam, chapter 4, verse 25, and Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son and named him Seth. For God has appointed another seed for me instead of Abel, whom Cain killed. And as for Seth, to him also a son was born, and he named him Enosh. Then men began to call on the name of the God. Then men began to call on the name of the God. See, because see what y'all ain't understanding is you haven't heard me say Lord, because I don't. I am Lord of Lords. Men called each other that. I am King of Kings. Men called each other that. I am Master of Master. Men call each other that. But I am not God of Gods, because no man calls himself God. They call themselves Lord, Master, and King. Once again, see, I'm not the one who is going to allow my people not to understand what I'm saying, because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing what God wants. See all that? Well, man. See all over here. No, not that page. This page. My bad. Over here. See all these over here? See where the Lord's at? Look at that. G-O-D, G-O-D, G-O-D. See? G-O-D. Because it's my book. It's my book. I'm allowed to do that so that I can get an understanding of who I'm speaking to, who's teaching me, go to go through my big brother, Imanuel. One who named me and God with us. But he tells me, I'm the Son of Man. I'm your big brother. If you follow my lead over to Mark 11:25, stand and pray. Tilt your head back to the sky. You face to heaven. Close your eyes so that you can see that you go to goal and he can see that it's you. Then he told me to go over there to John 12:44. He that truly believe in me, believe not in me, but in he who sent me. Bam, there it is. There it is. My big brother told me, seated it up. And that's what I do. I seated it up to go to goal. So that I can get the understanding of what I'm supposed to do, which is emulate, imitate, copy Imanuel by teaching that you have a choice. Once again, you can believe in the Lord of Lords, or you can believe in God of gold. Once again, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, as I'm doing right now, because, once again, woman bit first, and she was the first one who had to deal with the pain of elimination. Once again, the pain of death. She had to deal with that every single day. She had to recognize the love and hate, the love and despise. At the same time, I love you, you my son. I despise you, you killed my son. Once again, Adam and Eve. This is, notice how they're giving you an understanding, and it's ending with what? These men follow. Let me say this correctly. Then men begin to call on the name of gold. Of gold. Once again, gold is the beginning, period. See, when you read in the Bible, then men begin to call on the Lord. Excuse me? Men begin to call on the Lord? Excuse me? Now, like I got in my book, then men began to call on the gold, period. The one who said, beware of other people's God. Free your mind, your ass will follow. The kingdom of heaven is with them. Trip C's, trip C's, trip C's. Cool, calm, collected, WWW, whole wide world. Nigiri ni Mowanzo. Gold is the beginning. In the name of she, capital S, capital H, capital I, who man, Adam, called son, S-U-N, Mother Nature, Mother Earth, in the name of the true begotten Son, Imanuel, I-M-A-N-U-E-L, Matthew 1:23, whose name means walk with us. In the name of the true motherland, Nigritia, N-I-G-R-I-T-I, which means land of the gods. Ki Swahili, Tower of Babel, man's first original tongue. Amani kutoka you, peace from above. Matthew 1:25 in my book. Once again, notice how he's talking about the men, the sons. Pay attention. Then men begin to call on God to go. It's time for men to let them have their God. Jesus is God. That's what they said. Let them have their God. That's their goal. Allah is their God, Buddha is their God, Jehovah is their God. Let them have their goal as we knowledge our big brother, Imanuel, whose name means go with us and tells us, I'm your big brother, and all you got to do is accept me. And when you see JESUS, you scratch it out and you put Imanuel, so that every day, every time you think it, you acknowledge your big brother, Imanuel, the one who says out of his mouth, I'm the Son of Man, your big brother, if you can and will acknowledge, go.